What's going on, guys? It's 7 of Sin back again with another PUBG video. Recently PUBG announced via Twitter and through Steam on their dev blog that they acknowledged some of the feedback they've been given regarding gun balance and ultimately changing the meta to increase the diversity of weapon use instead of maintaining the status quo with the current overuse of ARs in the game for many different situations. The first thing they said in the news article is that they acknowledge that ARs have become the go-to weapon for almost any situation, close and long range, which it totally has. I myself, as well as the majority of players in the PUBG community, have been using the AR platform for most of our killings in mid and end game. PUBG Corp has decided they don't want the community to focus on what's the best weapon in the game, instead opting for changes that will put the focus on weapons that generally make sense for the situation. While we don't have any details on the gun balance changes currently announced, we can, however, speculate on the potential changes regarding what has already been discussed. Most likely they will incorporate some form of lower FPS to a varying degree for each of the AR platforms, with the potential of increasing the damage range on weapons like the SMG, and we know typically SMGs are disregarded during the mid game and ultimately never appear during the end game. Another important aspect to the AR is the damage carry across through various ranges. This affects the meta significantly in relation to SRs. Most players are opting to carry an M4 as their only weapon throughout the game because of the versatility of the M4 for most situations over other guns in the arsenal. In the hands of a decent player, an M4 is far more deadly than an SKS, an MK14, and even a car over most ranges because of the ability to successfully chain your shots together and without little consequence in terms of recoil. While not everyone chooses the M4 over other 5.56 family members, the M4 is undoubtedly the most used AR over an average. As far as other weapons, pistols could do with damage increase, especially on non-armored targets. Another part of the gun balance changes that they stated in the news article, they said they were going to do something with the attachments. They didn't really give any kind of details on that either, but they acknowledged that the attachments, some of them are going to be more chosen over the others, that there's some kind of superiority tier within that aspect. Out of speculation, we can conclude a couple of things. Magazines along with stock attachments will most likely not be changed, as it doesn't make much sense to alter these since they don't have that much of an impact on weapons that they are targeting for this gun balance. I believe the weapon attachments that will be most affected by this update will be the flash hider, suppressor, compensator. I think in most situations people are opting for the suppressor over the others because based on the pros and cons list, the suppressor is effectively 2 attachments in one. You would most likely get rid of the flash hider as soon as you get the suppressor, and the compensator versus the suppressor, it ends up coming down to personal preference. If you have a manageable spread, you're probably more likely going to end up using the suppressor for the rest of the game if you get a hold of one. So what can be changed to rebalance here? The suppressor in particular will most likely get some kind of COD or like battlefield type of downgrade. It may provide its same sound suppression, but PUBG Corp may decide to decrease the effective range of the suppressor or even increase damage fall off over a certain range. This way, the flash hider has some viability in terms of hiding the flash, but not decreasing the weapon's potential overall range. The compensator may be buffed or nerfed. It's hard to say for this one because its intended purpose and overall balance against the suppressor and the current meta. I believe ultimately PUBG is trying to make it so that you don't want to instantly choose one over the other because it's better, but is more your choice out of personal preference to play style. The other attachment that they may alter, not too sure about this one. Not that there's a significant problem in the meta right now with it, but the angled and the vertical grip may get some kind of buff or nerf. We're not entirely sure here. It's just one of those ones that's going to be hard to guess on in terms of, you know, the upcoming changes. In the current meta, the vertical and angled grips serve different purposes, so there may not be much of a change in either direction for those two. The potential of other attachments such as laser sight, like a laser sight, could be promising assuming it's done right, but the purpose of this upcoming update, to my knowledge, won't be adding anything new other than changing mechanics. It would be nice to see some new attachments like the aforementioned, but getting the current ones balanced and in a good place is their current priority. So the third and last kind of announcement on this news article is that there's going to be changes made to the level 3 helmet. So let's face it, the level 3 helmet is a game changer in a lot of situations. The idea that someone can just luckily find it over another player, it's kind of left a bad taste in the mouth of the developers. They want the level 3 helmet to be something you earn by attempting to loot drop crates. Whether I agree with this or disagree with it on the change on the helmet, I think we can all agree it's pretty frustrating to shoot someone in the head a few times with a Car 9 and they just don't go down because they have the ability to hide again and heal again in a tree or building standoff. This change, in my opinion, will probably be welcomed for the most part for the late game, especially where most players have obtained a level 3 helmet, whether by looting buildings, crates, or dead bodies. This change in drop location from randomly appearing in buildings to drop crates only gives the added benefit of going for crates. It makes it easier to get that headshot kill you deserve when you pull the trigger on someone who's sitting still or remaining in a static peak behind the tree. So that's all I have for you guys right now. I'm assuming this will probably go to the test servers pretty soon. That's what it says in the news article, and usually shortly after that it'll hit the live servers. Maybe next week sometime, not entirely sure. We'll see. If you guys appreciate the video and want to see more, feel free to drop a like and subscribe for future content. If you guys have any questions or ideas, I love reading the comments, good or bad, in the channel underneath the video, and I hope any information on this channel helps you, even if it's just a little bit. All right, guys and gals, we'll see you on the next one. This is 7 of Sin signing off.
Heat in my vein like vernacular. Cook up the beat with a spatula. Y'all are not ready for action. I'm smoking these rappers and feeling spectacular. Making a killing like massacre. Watch out, I'm whipping my wrist. Right on my city, been pissed, but I show them love. I'm not the one that's at risk.